We'll change the landscape quick. Yeah, I don't know how long that sumac's been there, but if you look at that stump and look at what came down, it was all rotten in the middle. You can see some of the limbs. Steam rolling off of this dirt this morning. It's probably about to break 30 degrees out here on the farm. So what we're doing right now is he's going to take this walnut down, and we're pulling up some old Osage stumps, and he took these 2 dying trees down. And I'm about to have pigs gone wild here. Let me go run these suckers off. All right, well, it's Monday morning, and my guy was going to show up last week and showed up today, which is fine. We had all that rain and everything was muddy, so we're making some good progress this morning. It's probably about 9 o'clock, so an early start, and he saved me just a month's worth of burning here to try to get these stumps out, and I've been dreading it for years. It's probably been 4 or 5 years since I cut these trees down, and those Osage stumps are no joke. Now this is the walnut we took down from right here that I keep talking about. I got one piece out of this I want to save for a potential woodworking project. I mean, there ain't enough real good walnut in this to do anything real meaningful with, but what I have in mind, this will be perfect. So for now, I'll come in here with a chainsaw and limb some of this up for him so he can break a little easier with the machine. Not that it has too much of an issue, but anyway, when he's done, I'm going to run the leveler over a lot of this and start smoothing it out. Now, it was chilly this morning, about 20-something degrees. Get in the other bucket there, Hot Rod. So it's a good day to be doing this work for sure. Now, I got a few pigs locked up in here because we've been coming in and out of the gate, and they kept wanting to come out because farmers better on the outside of the pasture fence. They see all this fresh dirt out here too. They naturally just want to get into it. Whew. Yeah, it's looking good. Yeah, this will be, I mean, I can't tell you the time savings this is going to be just from mowing and everything else that we have to do around these stumps and help me run this new fence. So I started running the land plane over this just to, once again, knock the high spots off. Not looking for, a putting green here. There's still a lot of debris. Those sumac trees really come apart when you take them down. And then, same thing down here. I went down and started knocking some of the high spots off. I'd like to get the piglets moved up here. We'll see if I can do that today. He's down at the bottom now, starting to knock out those stumps and Osage. What a mess, dead trees. So yeah, he tracked everything out and got it on the pile. I'd really like to get that one burning, but of course this wind's picking up, so I don't know if it's going to be a good day to burn or not. It's definitely still wet around here. It's not there are no fire restrictions. I would still have to call the call center and let them know we're going to burn, but for right now I think I'm going to see if this wind dies down a little bit. If not, maybe I'll start it tomorrow. Yeah, one thing about turning up the soil out here, especially this was an old barn. Obviously in the barn that would have been a back wall of it there. So the barn come out here a pretty good ways. You'll unearth all kinds of stuff out here. I've had pigs in this spot for a period of time, and they turned over more metal, iron bits and pieces. So these trees have been here for a while. No telling what all's been leaned up against them and left over the years, or just dropped. I mean, there's a lot of rock here. I'm definitely going to have to get picked up. Pigs are out here hanging out. Cows are down at the bottom of the pasture. I'm back and forth checking on Amanda. So I'm just gonna let this go and see what happens. All right, well, we're going to town on this little stand of trees, trying to save some firewood while we're at it. Our fire up the hill finally got going, so we'll go back up and check on that shortly. But yeah, this is looking amazing. I'm so happy to have all these dead trees down. I mean, there were trees that were just exploding into pieces when he was, pushing them over and digging them up. So it's good we got these down. Hey, this is going to be the first time I sawed up an Osage where I didn't look like I got eat up by a wildcat. He's ripping all them little branches off that are full of those big old Osage thorns. There's a lot of firewood in this tree here though. Come over here and join the pile. I got a big pile back up behind the barn too from the last bit of clearing. Oh man, this looks so good. I can't tell you how happy I am to see all those dead trees gone and all this Osage knocked down. I must have a sow in heat. Boars are making a stinking mess up there. They've been going at each other. You can see those two weirdos up there. Darby and Wiz. I tell you, it's pretty impressive how much work you can get out of one of these machines. Especially when an individual knows how to use it, I guess. You put me in there and it would probably be highly less effective. Maybe more entertaining. All right, so I had a relatively new blade on my chainsaw and it was cutting really good. This Osage is just hard. And I was cutting that big piece right over there off the stump. and it broke teeth off my blade and pulled it right off the bar. So needless to say, I'm done chainsawing for the day. I'm gonna have to get a new I'm gonna have to get a new chain for my saw. But I think I'm done anyway. We got a pretty good stack of Osage here that I'll let set for a little while. I'm gonna have to get a wood splitter over here. Obviously, I need a new chain for my chainsaw. So what we got left over here is this big sumac here, and there's 5 or 6 little sumacs right there in that line that need to come down, and then we're done taking trees down. And then unfortunately, I've asked my operator here to move all this stuff because it's a little close to the road to burn, and it's a lot. So it may not happen today. Doubtful it's going to happen today. I'll tell you, if you're thinking about clearing some land, I mean, you can rent these machines. They'll give you a quick down and dirty operator course, or you can watch some YouTube videos. But I'll tell you, to get somebody in here who knows what they're doing, he's taken trees down that have been really dangerous, and it's just I think it's money well spent to get somebody in here who knows what's happening and can just knock this out. And plus, he does a great job cleaning up. All right, well, we just had a big freaking catastrophe. So breeze is blowing today, and normally I wouldn't burn, but it's just been a slight steady breeze. Everything's still pretty wet. Noticed a bunch of smoke back behind the barn, and I went up to feed the pigs, and I see flames sticking up from behind the old foundation wall up there. And I guess the ember had blown off the fire and got trapped against the fence line. Burned down the fence line, because there's some high grass there. It just kind of burned over, got over into the neighbor's pasture. So, oh, what a mess. Anyway, we ended up getting over there, getting it all put out. He's up restacking the fire now. I'm gonna feed the cows, and hopefully that's all the excitement we get for today. back at it again today. I thought I was shooting some video earlier, but I think I was just taking photos. Sumacs are gone, so in theory all of the tree removal is done. Yeah, I had to move the peg hot wire up there for the boars a little bit so we could get things, get his machine in where he could get access to those trees. He dug up a monster root from a cluster of Osage I think I took down years ago. Yeah, he's just got some cleanup to do down here. And then he'll track those sumacs out there and put them on that pile. And I think he's gonna be done. Now the good thing is we didn't catch anything else on fire last night, so the little fire up there still burning. This sumac, it pops. It's like a bowl of Rice Krispies going off. Some kind of 4th of July fireworks show. That stuff gets to spitting, shooting sparks up in the air. So our land clearing is done, and it's just looking from the top. That whole bottom little pasture area down there just looks awesome. Like I said, I've been staring at those snarled up Osages for years. And I mean, he got all these stumps removed, the one walnut taken down, a rando log here. I can't tell you how happy I am. Yeah, we had a few mishaps with the old electric fence over here, but it's going to get pulled up and moved. So this fence that's running down through here is eventually going to come right down through here. And all of the Osage that was here, a lot of it stacked right down there. And then all the Osage and dead locust, the whole place looks awesome. I'll go up and show you the remnants of the burn pile. I just set up a trail cam. We're trying to get some footage of the elusive barn cat. So see if we can catch her over the next couple days, coming in and eating. I mean, there's a lot of places for her to hide. Just getting it figured out. Hopefully she's still around. Pigs are back here having their dinner. So this pile was huge. I mean, to say the least. While my operator had his machine here, he'd come over a couple times and restack this, and I pushed some of it up with my tractor. See, there's a little trash in there. This old piece of a 55-gallon drum. I'll pull all that out once this burns down. I don't know if I'll mess with this again today or just let it simmer. It'd be nice if the wind was not blowing again. So I have a feeling when this thing got going yesterday, I would walk down, help get some logs cut so the machine could move them and we could set some wood aside. And I noticed it was really smoky back over here. And I was like, man, that fire shouldn't be smoking that much. Didn't think much about it, and I come up here to tend the pigs, hour and some change later, and I noticed some flames shooting up behind the old foundation wall there. It looks like what happened is a hot ember got over here somewhere and got on this fence line and burnt right along the fence line. Probably started right in here somewhere, considering it kind of spread out. See where it burned up there by the foundation wall? It burned over, started burning up that fence line, and started burning down that one and got over into the neighbor's field. And then burnt down over by where I have my burn barrels. And it actually burnt some up underneath these logs. Now these are lifted up off the ground a little bit. So needless to say, I spotted that and we went into crisis mode. And Jet was still down at the bottom on this excavator. I called him up. We pushed the fence over. He went over and took care of the fire that was on the neighbor's side, because there was actually some wood and stuff up against the fence that he was throwing back over, and we basically put that over on the fire. but I had to come through. Some of the old fence posts were still on fire yesterday evening, and yeah, it was a mess. We definitely dodged the bullet there. I mean, I got my trailer parked right here, and I come over with the hose and was hosing some of this down and made sure nothing up close to the barn was on fire. And I could smell one of the tires on my trailer getting singed a little bit. Luckily, he was still here with his excavator, or I would have just been running over with my tractor and doing what I could do, or I'd have Smokey the Beared it and grabbed a shovel and took to it. Now, it was nice and wet yesterday morning. Frost was on the ground. Kind of what got us is, one, the sun was out, the wind was blowing, and the humidity got down. So it just made for prime conditions to get a little fire going. And we did. I did. I'm not French, and I don't have a mouse in my pocket, so it's all on me. But yeah, we got to put out a little bit of excitement.